Hi everybody, Ben here, Warden there. We're here to comment. We have Mono White Martyr versus Blue White Miracles. Who do you think is advantaged?
I think the Miracles player is just because...
Oh, we got a winner.
They have just so many board wipes. And they typically don't care about their opponent's life total necessarily.
Okay. So we have Emiria Sky Rune on turn 1 for the Martyr deck, followed by Prairie Stream on turn 1 by Blue White. Past the turn, then we got Plains into Kami of the False Hope and a Sarah Ascendant. So he doesn't like the Sarah Ascendant. Decisive Logic, not that.
No one likes a Sarah Ascendant.
For what will be 1. Because has to exile that Flooded Strain in order to get anything on X.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know what Kami of the False Hope does...
Like, why are you asking me?
Oh, you don't know?
No, I know it prevents damage. I remember from what?
I believe it's the color of your... or a source of your choice.
Okay.
Not necessarily the color, but a source of your choice.
Okay.
Alright, so he does not like him having that kind of card advantage. So we got Plains, followed by Oblivion Ring, target search for Escanta. And get in for 1. Because that Kami of the False Hope is a 1/1.
Ooh, stuck on 3 land. Not good for the control player.
Well, at least he's got his attention sphere. Alright, so just draw and pass from Blue-White, followed up, passes it. Ooh. An attempt to cast Squadron Hawk, and Squadron Hawk gets snared.
And that control player on that 17 turn time clock.
Yep. He turns...
I was like you don't get the scry. He's like, I'm not scrying, I'm miracling. Oh, okay, that works too.
Alright, so he decides to just go ahead and get rid of the 1/1 because he doesn't have a good answer for it. I assume.
Yeah, I mean it's that, or that card's just gonna sit in your hand anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 mana.
Alright, Squadron Hawk number 2. And a pass, no 4th land drop, but we do have the 4th land drop by our Blue-White Miracles.
I'm surprised that he didn't search for additional Squadron Hawks there.
I know he has 1 in his hand.
Oh, okay.
Well, it looked like he had 1 in his hand.
I think you are correct. I think he does have 1 in
All
his
right,
hand.
follows up with Martyr. He's like, no thank you. Cryptics the Martyr of Sands.
Jeez.
And bounces the Squadron Hawk back to hand.
Choosing to search this time. All right.
Oh, so we got Sun Titan in this version. So apparently this version of the Mono White Martyr is one that has a lot more, I guess, late game stuff.
Yeah. So this version of what they're calling Mono White Martyr actually recently won a PTQ on Moto.
Okay.
And it's very good at just pretty much getting martyrs back and gaining life until your opponent just can't do anything to you, and then just getting back your 1-drops with one of the forecast cards. I can't think of the name.
Well, getting back, or because it does Ranger of Eos,
right?
And then there's also the Proclamation card, Proclamation of Rebirth.
Yes, that one, because they can forecast that and keep bringing back like the Sarah Ascendants and just be like, all right, you have to keep having an answer for this.
Yeah, and if you hardcast Proclamation of Rebirth, it's actually a 2 and a white, so it costs 3 total, and you can get 3 1-cost creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah. So it looks like Jace 0, land for turn pass.
Alright. So we got no 4th land, but we got some threats being committed to the board. We have Squadron Hawk and a Sarah Ascendant, which is only a 1/1 right now, but that's okay. Alright, so we're Miracling Terminus. The power of Jace plus Miracles.
Power of Brainstorm plus Miracles.
And we don't have that in Modern, so we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we do. It's just costs you 4 mana.
No, it's Jace. Alright, so he really wants this search for Azcanta.
We got a reader.
Detention Sphere, which is basically Oblivion Ring, a permanent, a non-land permanent. But it also targets everything of the same name that's in play.
It's really funny. Like, that 7 spirit tokens just all go away.
Okay, so we got another Kami the False Hope off the top. And a pass. Oh, it looks like there's a path to exile. Okay, so we're terminusing again.
Yes.
Alright, so he's plussing Jace, deciding that he can deal with whatever that is. Passes the turn. Got a 4th land, finally.
Yay, they did it.
Squadron Hawk. Look who's back. Back again. Look who's back. With some friends, maybe.
I don't think he has any Squadron Hawks left.
Yeah, he does. He just terminused
Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah. He didn't kill him.
He just terminused him.
Squadron Hawk getting back his buddies.
Uh-huh.
That's gotta feel bad as a blue-white player. It's like, I took care of his threats, and they're back in his hand.
He needs a more permanent solution.
I think the blue-white decks do play one Supreme or actual Wrath effect in the main board.
Alright, so he's digging. It's an island that he's looking at with Opt, and I think that it is correct to put that on the bottom.
Yeah.
He draws Hollow Fountain. It's paying 3 for Vendilion Click, and...
So I think he's saying trigger on the stack, we're going to path to exile it.
Sure, he can get that island he can put on the bottom of his library.
Yes. The click should be exiled because it does matter because the search for Azcanta count, I think.
It's already at 7 without it, but it would generally be important to make sure that card is exiled because that is the correct thing to do.
For those of you at home who are wondering why the blue-white player is kind of drawing weird, the Miracles rule is that if you draw the card and it touches your hand, you can no longer prove that was the card that you drew for turn. So you see them look, and then they can immediately just turn it over without it touching their hand. Back in the days of Bonfire of the Damned.
Alright, so we're just looking. Got a Day of Judgment. So we got Wrath, Day of Judgment in hand. I'm following up with Squadron Hawks.
I don't think there's any need to cryptic that.
Nah. You're just going to search for Azcanta in hopes to deal with them. We got the Supreme Verdict.
It's a Supreme Verdict, alright.
That's exactly what you want to look for, or want to grab. Unfortunately, Mono White Martyr is looking like it's a pretty dead hand.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a lot of your removal spells against a deck that plays maybe 6 creatures.
Alright, well into 2 for 1. Getting rid of those pesky birds. Plus in the Jace, looking at the top card of his opponent's deck, decides, yeah, that's not a threat. Especially when I got Cryptic.
Cryptic or Search for Azcanta.
Squad or not. Squat. He lets it resolve. Yeah. Goes to search and fails to find, which is always an option if you are forced to or decide that you can search.
I think we just grab the Opt here.
Yes.
There's no point in getting a second Mind Sculptor right now.
Unless you're afraid of it being Oblivion Ringed. Darn.
That's what the Cryptic is for.
Yep.
But you obviously let the Overhand resolve and just bounce back to their hand.
Alright. Committing to that Jace plan still. I think he played a land for turn? I don't remember. Anyway.
I think that is the Blue-White Control's main win con is just Jace. Which, I mean, when you can just control the threat board as much as possible. I think that's just the best plan.
Mm-hmm. All right, drew a card. Didn't see a 5th land, but he has Avacyn, the flip Avacyn.
Archangel Avacyn.
Archangel Avacyn, there you go. So we're protecting that Jace. And that seems like a fine play, actually, at this point.
Yeah,
because it preserves the loyalty.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jace opens at 12, and that's what he's at right now. So that's if Squadron Hawk hits him for 1, you just bought him a turn, which is not what you want.
Right. All right, so he grabs Mana Leak instead of all that other stuff, which seems good here. All right, plays another line for turn, Field Ruin. We're gonna go ahead and just alt, and we got a concession.
Yep.
Blue-white, Jason him out.
Yep, and
Whoop him, Jason style. So what do you want to be siding in as either player?
So you, as the mono white player, obviously you're taking out all of your creature hate because your opponent plays maybe 6 creatures, like 4 Snapcaster Mages and maybe 2 clicks, like at most.
I think you'd be willing to keep in paths because if you know the blue-white deck list enough, you can path away like Celestial Colonnade and Vendilion Click. I think those would be keepable.
I say yeah, those are keepable. Like, but your Wrath of Gods, your Hollow Burials are definitely coming out.
Mm-hmm. It's taking out a Proclamation of Rebirth, which actually seems fine if you're bringing in Rest in Peace.
Yes. Blue-white's definitely going to be bringing in Settle, the Wreckage. I can see them bringing in Torrential Gearhulk as well.
Yeah, Fat Caster Mage. I like Fat Caster Mage. I like it a lot. Maybe I should play this deck, the blue-white deck. It plays Fat Caster Mage.
And the sideboard as a one-of.
Yeah, it's great.
Also plays Gideon the Trials in the sideboard as one-of as well.
Ooh. All these cool cards.
All these standard cards that they're just rotating out and give me super cheap.
And they'll become not standard cards.
Yeah. I think Fat Caster's sitting about like $3 right now. I remember when that card was like 20 a piece.
Yup, me too.
I remember somebody opened a Masterpiece one before it spiked and got rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me. At the time, it was a good trade. I got a fetch land out of it. I got Arid Mesa.
I mean, overall, you got the best trade out of it. Like, let's not lie here. Like, if you look at it now, like Arid Mesa retained value. Masterpiece Gearhulk, not so much.
Nah, it doubled from what it is now almost, and I think it got up to like $80, and now it's hovering around 50.
Yeah.
If you're buying it from a store.
Yeah. I did not like the artwork for it. I was like, no, like the original one, it has this big water cannon. Like, no, Masterpiece one is like, no.
I'm watering your garden.
Right? I'm like, no, just like take out a building with a water blast. Blast hoist this up. Let's go. Pokemon style.
Maybe they should have just done that.
Right.
Blastoise and call it Torrential Gearhulk.
Oh, wow. that card could have been terrible. It could be like, you can cast an instant speed spell, CMC 1 or less. I'm like, I'm playing 4.
I am going to play all the Ponders. Or instant speed ops.
Yeah. or Fatal Push.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not sure what card the blue player just grabbed.
He's Paris Mulliganing, obviously, and then just tutoring instead of drawing. So he took out Teferi for a Phantasmal?
I think it was to secure the waste.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
I was like, I hope it's to secure the waste, because I would agree with that. If it was a Phantasmal image, I'm like, what is your sideboard doing?
It's copying whatever my opponent's doing.
Call me the false hopes? Okay, yeah, sure, why not? Copy their Martyr so you can reveal the 2 white cards you have in your hand to gain 6 life.
Oh!
Alright, well, Martyr's going to start us off.
Alright, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. It was like 2 Ghost Quarters and 3 Plains. Oof. No thank you.
Oh man, look at that Terminus in that opening blue-eyed player's hand, just where he wants it to be.
It's okay. honestly, unless you're playing Sarah Ascendants on as 6/6s on turn 3, I don't think you really mind being slow.
Agreed.
In this matchup.
The deck is very good at, like, it has the ability to obviously apply that early game pressure with, like, turn 1 Sarah Ascendant, turn 2 like Martyr, sack Martyr, here's 30 life, hit you for 6.
Mm-hmm.
But the deck has been designed just to go longer and still just be able to retain value.
All right.
Got a reader.
Let's something castle. Joy is castle or some crazy like that.
Yeah.
Give something like vigilance.
No, it prevents 2 damage that we dealt to legendary permanent.
Oh, okay. Rest in peace. He is preemptively getting rid of that graveyard.
I mean, when you know your opponent is a value deck.
Yep, makes logic not harder to cast. It makes it so search doesn't flip.
Snapcasters are just ambush vipers.
Yeah.
Fat caster mages are just huge ambush vipers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else. What a good name for that. Ambush cobras.
Right. Ambush anaconda. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
I really want like an alternate art that turns to Geralt because of the anaconda now.
And just print it as a Arbuck. It's fine.
Duh.
All right, island. The second land for turn, or not for turn. The second land.
Oh, it's like.
All right. Draws Martyr of the Sands. Pays 2 colorless. Throwing down Walking Ballista. Get a mana leak out of our opponent.
He's like, oh, I have to pay 1 more, right? Yeah, I can pay 1 more. It's fine.
And then resolves Martyr of Sands.
That was a good run something into a counterspell. If it resolves, you're still happy, but if not, then you have a backup Martyr. And it's like, all right.
Okay. So getting a Path of Exile on that Martyr. Obviously, we don't like Martyr as the blue-white player in play.
I was like, I would put Martyr, and like Martyr's in the extra exile pile. Say no, they're in the same exile pile. Just pull it from eternity, it'll be fine. It will be fine.
Alright, we're getting a fetch for a basic island.
Because he's a basic blue mage.
No, he's not. He's a blue-white mage.
I know, right? He's tainting the true colors.
He's tainting the true colors. Blue is more than one color.
Yes.
No. No.
There are many shades of blue, sir.
Not when it comes to magic.
You're not wrong.
Alright. So we untapped our lands, drew a magic card for turn. We are looking at probably casting a Squawkity Squawk. Looks like we're going to get some Beaks and Friends. Searching the library, getting ourselves 1, 2, maybe 3. Looks like 3. Oh, snap. The whole gang's here. Alright, found 3 Squawkity Squawks. Beaks in play, Friends in hand.
Yeah. It's great because he has 3 foil, I think M25 ones, and 1 foil Eternal Masters one, just to screw with his opponents.
Nice.
It's like Eternal Masters is the leader.
Alright. Those all look like the promo one.
No, they're the new arts. 25 and...
okay.
Had those art.
Okay. So he's looking at that flooded or hollow fountain as though it was a miracle. It wasn't a miracle. Got land pass. Holding up Cryptic.
He's on a 9-turn clock with those hawks, man.
That's a good clock.
It is.
That is inevitability. Get pecked for 2. Find no worms. Pass the turn.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to over invest in your board currently.
All right, timely reinforcements. That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. That's a good sideboard card to bring in this matchup.
Yep, because the opponent. Well, I guess you're scared of having something resolve.
Yeah.
That you don't have real answers for. That and also, like, I don't know.
I mean, like, You're fine taking some hits for a little while.
Yeah. We got Tectonic Edge as land for turn. Rest in peace, number 2. Graveyards are double exiled. Now, most of the time, that is not what you want to be doing. I would think it'd be better in most cases just to bluff the card instead.
Logic not going to the bottom. I think he's looking for an additional land.
He wants to be able to hardcast Terminus. Why did Logic not go to the bottom? Oh, he opted.
Yes.
He opted for it to go to the bottom.
Yes, he did. You're funny.
Sometimes. All the time funny looking. Alright. Passes the turn. Untap Squawkities. Play Emiria Sky Ruin, I believe is what it's called.
Yes.
And that one is, if I remember right, if you control 7 planes cards, you can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep or something like that.
Yes.
Alright, so click in response to the trigger, I'm going to path it, he says, and then he reveals the hand. We've got Saracendit and Squawkity Squawk's friends. Beakers are in play, friends in hand. And he says, you know what? That's fine. You can have that hand. I don't want you drawing better cards. Alright. Drawing for turn, we got Supreme Verdict. That was the card you want to find.
So, yeah, that or Terminus, either one.
Yep. You don't want to Terminus this board because you know he's got Squawkity's friends in hand.
Yes.
Alright. Tapping the appropriate mana to cast Supreme Verdict. 2 for winning those Hawks. Unfortunately, he was not able to find the 8th mana to post up Cryptic. He's got... Does he have a different answer in hand? I don't remember what the third one is.
No, he has...
Mist Veil something.
And that's the thing, ATB's gain 2 life, right?
No, it lets you put a card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library.
Oh, okay. That does not seem really good right now.
So it's just a planes that comes into play tapped because he's on the Rest in Peace plan.
Yes.
But that is a good card in a lot of different situations. Alright, so he decides to exile the Search for Azcanta off the top.
Yep.
We have a Timely Reinforcements. This will buy him a lot of turns.
Yes.
So it gains him life if he has less life than his opponent, and the amount is 6. And if he has fewer creatures than his opponent, he gets 3 1/1 soldiers.
Yes. White soldiers. With no other abilities.
Yep, other than being beaters.
Yep.
Okay, so drew a card, didn't play a land for turn yet. We got attackers and
Ascendant trade. Ascendant token trade.
oh, it only has lifelink. It gains flying after you have the life, right?
Yes, when you have 30 life, it gets flying and like +5/+5.
All right, so he's deciding Logic Knot is not a counterspell with holding.
I can agree with that consensus.
I would have been tempted to keep it just as a backup from Cryptic, but also if you have Cryptic and Path.
I mean, the thing is that he only has 4 blue sources. Either way, he can't cast it. He can't cast both.
All right. Getting in for 1. So this is a race that blue-white is winning
Yes.
at the moment.
Especially with that Ambush Viper they just drew.
Yeah, Ambush Viper. All right, we got Oblivion Ring. All right, trying to Oblivion Ring away his card filtering, which he's like, yeah, you did that. Congratulations.
You guys.
Right. Tapping 2, playing Squadron Hawk's friend, the beak guy from hand.
I think he's gonna cryptic here. Counter drawing.
I guess counterbalance. He can't cast it this replay it because of the way he tapped his mana. So that prevents him from blocking.
Yeah. Alright, so he's on that 8-turn clock right now with the soldier tokens.
Draw planes. So we got a lot of lands here on the Martyr side.
Yeah.
It's pretty unfortunate for him.
Yeah, especially the rest in peace. Like, you can't take advantage of just drawing planes either.
Mm-hmm. Alright. The last Squawker. And a follow-up Sarah Ascendant. Alright, so 1/1s for the win.
I mean, either side, right? So if he's going to Field of Ruin, his opponent's Field of Ruin.
Looking to thin out the library, I guess.
Yeah. He's going to Ghost Quarter one of the dual land. I think then he's just going to Tech Edge, probably the other dual land, and just force him onto basics. So it's like float. Looks like he's going to float a white to path the Ascendant, maybe? Yep. He's going to Tech Edge the other dual land. Alright.
Alright, so attacking the mana. It's not a bad plan.
It's not.
Might as well use your lands while you can.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm not saying that, not intending to say that he wasn't able to use them, but it's advantageous to make it so there's less mana for his opponent to play with.
Yeah, well, especially less option mana.
Mm-hmm.
So. Flash of the Snappy Boy.
Ambush Viper coming down. 2/1. Has no legal target. Entreat the Angels.
Ooh.
That is the miracle you want.
Yeah, I think you just tap out for it.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so this is now a 1-turn clock
Yes.
for your opponent.
And I'm willing to bet that there are no wrath effects left in the library of the mono white deck.
I would definitely agree. So come across with everything. It's like, so block Snappy Boy, take 2, go to 13. Top draw the one wrath effect you left in the deck.
All right, that's a weird looking wrath.
So opponent looks like he's just gonna attack for 16 in the air. Land for turn. I mean, you know your opponent has no cards in hand. You could just cast Cryptic and tap his creature. Alright, yep.
All right, tax for Xaxes because he had a 1/1 lifelinker. Cool beans.
So, we'll have miracles in 2.
Right on.